Jeff Garlin, actor, comic, genius. Oh my, I don't even know like which of your things to promote. You have your Netflix special, Jeff Garlin, Our Man in Chicago, which is streaming now.
Yes.
Watched it a few days ago.
Very proud of it.
We have, we're going to get to that. I have a bone to pick with you about that.
Okay,
we
please
have
do.
The Goldbergs.
Oh, I can't wait. You've made it exciting now.
Yeah, I'm actually mad at you.
Okay.
The Goldbergs season 7.
Yes, now.
Is on now. I feel like next week is a rerun, but then the week after.
I wouldn't know.
Okay,
I don't pay attention.
And Curb.
Yes, coming back in January.
January.
My favorite
19th.
season we've ever done.
No way.
Yes.
Okay, well now I'm gonna put my anger with you on the back burner for a second. Why is your favorite season of Curb?
I just love the premise. I feel the premise is the most universal premise that we've ever done. I don't think there's anybody who, when faced with Larry faces, that didn't dream of doing what Larry does. In this situation.
Okay.
I can't say what it is.
Right, okay.
But first episode, you find out. And it is just beautiful. It made me giddy.
And then the rest of the season is the fallout from that.
Yes. That decision is all about the whole season. And it's beautiful.
And this is not like there's no finality to this, right?
No,
there's no like.
And
so
there's
you
no
don't know.
fatwa. You know, it's not like what we did last.
Right.
It's not. It's a much smaller human thing that we've all felt, and you go, "Oh, I wish," and Larry does.
Relevant to like contemporary
very
life,
relevant
to like things going on in our world.
No,
now
no,
we're just relevant to like Larry David.
It's a social thing, not a political thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I absolutely cannot wait. One of my favorite shows. All right, here's why I have an issue with you.
I can't
Jeff
wait.
Garlin.
I'm so excited.
In your stand-up special,
Yes.
which is wonderful and on Netflix now, Jeff Garlin, Our Man in Chicago, you say that you are, I believe, 51% a Twizzlers man and 49%
Oh,
a Red
that's
Vines
where
man.
you're going.
That's where I'm going.
Wait, where are you from?
I'm from New York. All right, I'm from New Jersey.
And you prefer Red Vines?
I moved to LA when I was in my 20s, and I was like, what is this manna from heaven?
By the way,
what is this amazing?
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I said 51-49. That's just, I was raised Chicago Twizzlers.
Right.
So Twizzlers to me, even though I don't eat sugar anymore, is a very warm feeling. I don't get a warm feeling from Red Vines, but I got a lot of enjoyment from Red Vines, and I've eaten my share of Red Vines. I have destroyed Red Vines in all my time in LA. I've had many Red Vines, and they do sell Twizzlers there too, but I love Red Vines, but I have a preference to Twizzler just because of who I am.
Fair. I didn't even know Red Vines existed when I grew up.
Right.
So it was one of those discoveries.
No, they didn't have them in the East or the Midwest.
They didn't, yeah.
No, at all. No, I know.
And then all of a sudden, and not only do they have them on the West Coast, they have a vat.
Yeah.
And it is this circular vat of Red Vines.
By the way, I've had entire vats of Red Vines.
Ditto.
You know,
absolutely.
And they're gigantic. It's
massive.
like a container that you'd fill with cookies, like one of those. No, it's ridiculous.
Cookies for like an entire preschool.
I know. It's a giant thing.
Yeah, it's massive.
And I've eaten it. No, I love Red Vines. So it's a warm feeling that the Twizzlers bring out.
I love that you're off sugar now. You talk about that in your special as well. How do you feel?
I feel great.
Yeah?
Yeah. You know, the only thing I miss, which I talk about in my special, is ice cream.
Yeah.
Because I think ice cream is proof of God. It's just so extraordinary.
It is.
Like, as much as I love licorice or cookies, I said cookies.
Cookies and also
cake
cookies.
and
yes.
cupcakes. Oh, my God.
What was
the
your
joy
flavor?
that ice cream gives me.
What was your flavor of choice?
By the way, vanilla. And I love chocolate chip, which is a version of vanilla with chocolate chips thrown in. And I love hot fudge on the vanilla. But I still enjoy strawberry and mint chip and chocolate. I've never had an ice cream where I went, no, I'm not good with this. Every flavor that Ben & Jerry's, whether it concerns the Grateful Dead or Stephen Colbert, I am pro all ice cream flavors. But if someone said you can have one scoop, I would have vanilla.
Do you think you'll ever have ice cream again?
No.
You're done.
Oh, I can't.
Right.
Yeah, I can't. No, because I'm an addict to sugar.
Yes.
And so I can't. You know, when I first started smoking weed, which was 50, Whoopi Goldberg got me hooked on weed. Not hooked on weed. I remember indica, which is a strain that sort of chills you out and relaxes you and helps you sleep. And so I smoked it, and I found that I wasn't thinking about doing it the next time. And I've gone in between any sort of weed like 3-4 months before.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it's not a problem.
I see.
When
you know
I-
what's addiction. Yeah.
By the way, I eat pizza. Love pizza. I'm in New York. I love pizza. If I have pizza, I don't have to have it tomorrow. I don't have to have it again later that night. So I'm not addicted to pizza. I can have pizza,
Right.
even though I've lost a lot of weight. I know if I have one cookie, my life is over as I know it, and I'll get very ill. I got diabetes. And by the way, diabetes didn't stop me from eating sugar.
Yeah. That's
I know.
addiction.
I was an addict. Yeah, I am an addict. Yeah, to sugar. Bing.
How did Whoopi Goldberg get you hooked on
Well,
weed?
I was on The View,
Uh-huh.
and I was talking to her privately about anxiety and I didn't sleep the night before. She said, "Come with me." She took me to her dressing room, gave me a vape pen, and I haven't looked back. She told me where in LA I could get it.
Wow.
Yeah, she was delightful.
Better than
She's
other drugs.
Well, I don't do any.
Right,
I don't
right,
do.
right.
I don't even drink.
No, I meant like prescription. Like
Well, prescription, I do take a anti-anxiety
Me too.
thing, but I also meditate. I do transcendental meditation,
you do.
and I occasionally smoke weed.
Uh-huh.
I'm good, and I look for joy in life. I'm not searching to be happy, because happiness is so temporary, like sad, but joy, you can on your worst day look for joy. And I look for joy in everything. And I try not to do anything that doesn't bring me joy. There are things responsibility-wise that you have to do that aren't joyful. But if you need to do them, they kind of are joyful.
Something I loved about your stand-up special, I have to say, is you have this wonderfully endearing giggle when you're talking,
Yeah.
that it's like it's actually applies exactly to what you just said. You can tell the joy that you are getting standing up there. So even when you're
by the way, one of the key things about me performing stand-up, and I've been doing it 37 years now, if I'm not having a good time, it's not a good show. So if I'm having a good time, I know it's a good show. Like it all sort of feeds each other. When I don't have a good show, the audience doesn't know, but they're not leaving there going, "He's the greatest." But they're thinking, "Oh, that was a good show." Because I know how to do the craft.
Right.
The craft is not full of joy. The craft is the work. The artistry is the joy. And so when I'm not having to resort to craft because the audience isn't great or I'm not feeling great, it's so much fun. And when I'm giggling on the show, I'm really giggling.
Even when you're not telling I mean, I found myself watching The Hour. I had a smile on my face the whole time. Even like
Thank
I'm
you.
laughing, and then the other times you're beaming with joy at watching this special.
I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm doing what I love, and it's working better than I could have imagined in that moment. So I'm just on fire. I'm so happy.
Is it when you know the cameras are there? Like you said, you've been doing stand-up for decades at this point. When the cameras are there, does it feel different, or are you able to sort of merge your after?
Here's the thing: why I'll have a comedian open for me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I know a little bit, whatever. 6 months later, young comedian, how you doing? Oh, I just filmed my special. That's the world we live in now.
Yes.
Well, I think that me, 37 years, when I went up on that stage, I knew where the cameras were. They meant nothing to me. They're like the air conditioning. They're just part of the microphone. It affects my heart rate. There's no effect whatsoever because I'm ready. I'm ready to go. And I'm hoping for the best. And the best did happen that particular night. And so
was it all one night?
It was one night. I did 2 shows. First show, not a lot of improv. It was material I'd worked on for 3 years, beginning, middle, and end. Second show, knowing I had it the first show and was very pleased with it, I let it rip. And it was just too much fun.
So this was the second.
This was the second. What my special is pretty much the second show. Yeah.
What was your first audition? Were you were doing stand up before you were acting, or were they kind of around the same time?
I started Both when I was 20 years old. I did a little acting before. I was studying acting in college, and then I was studying filmmaking in college.
Mm-hmm.
I was a film major, University of Miami in Florida, and then I was acting before I did stand up. But stand up was my goal was to be a comedy filmmaker. Yeah,
Like
so.
Ivan Reitman kind of thing.
Yeah, Ivan Reitman,
yeah.
but with myself,
Right.
more Woody Allen, Albert Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
That was always my goal.
Albert Brooks.
Yeah, I know. I've got to spend time with Albert Brooks, who I remember one time we were picking up we go to the same pharmacy, and we were waiting for our things. I sat on a bench outside of the pharmacy for a half hour with Albert Brooks, and all he did was just make me laugh. I mean, just hard to where I had tears in my eyes. And it's like to sit with my hero like that. I once got a flu shot with Mel Brooks. We go to the same doctor. And I suddenly hear this voice as I'm in the lobby, Jeff! And the idea that Mel Brooks even knows who I am. And I went in and we waited for our flu shots together.
I love that.
Isn't that great?
How does Mel Brooks not have like a doctor that will come to his house and administer their...
I
He's a
guess
god.
Well, no, but I'm going to add something there. That's what keeps Mel Brooks funny at this stage in his life. I'm funny because I still have to go to the doctor. I go to the grocery store. I'm funny because I'm living life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do I have an assistant at this? Yes, I do. Does she make my life easier? You bet she does. Do I have a publicist? Where's the Taylor? Are you in here?
Sure is.
Yeah. Yeah, I have people but I still am out there.
Yeah.
I'm out there. I've made one decision based on fame in terms of I've always wanted a convertible, but I can't have one.
Really?
If I drive around in a convertible, it's
just like D-Bag City.
Yeah, it's like, just basically, I'm honored when anyone recognizes me, wants a picture, wants to talk to me. I'm honored, but I'm not looking for it. And if I drive around a convertible down Sunset or Ventura Boulevard, I'm basically asking people, hey, look at me, it's me. I'm in the car next to you. So, no.
If you could, though, what would be the convertible?
Probably like a GTO from like 1969.
Okay, well that's at least like classy. It's not like getting some like yellow Lamborghini.
Oh,
or something.
no, that would never happen. I have no interest in getting a Lamborghini, period.
Right.
Even if that was offered. If it was offered a free Lamborghini, I'd probably sell it right away.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I just would feel like an idiot driving in a Lamborghini.
No one.
And also, I don't think I could fit in the Lamborghini.
I literally would like have sciatica for life. Just get in the seat,
right?
Forget about it.
Yeah.
Can you believe the Goldbergs is still? I feel like I interviewed you before season 1 over the phone for Entertainment Weekly. And you were like telling me about the show and
yeah.
And,
well, the only reason I agreed to do it was I felt it could be a hit. I'm surprised by any success in show business.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, truly, it's so strange and how it happens. So any success is amazing. 7 years, wow. But I knew it had potential, that it might strike a chord with people, and it did.
Yeah. Oh, it's absolutely. It's so funny.
Curb Your Enthusiasm, on the other hand, Larry David and I never thought that it would catch on. Because and that's the secret to our show being funny, or I'll even just not even take any credit. Larry David does what he thinks is funny. And that's what's kept us funny, as opposed to trying to sell it for an audience,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think so many times you'll watch, and the fact that the Goldbergs succeeds is like a mini miracle, I think, because a lot of times the networks will over workshop everything.
Yeah,
and for whatever reason, they let him do his thing.
No.
Oh, no?
They had notes.
They had notes?
Yeah, they still have notes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't get it. I'm all for any executive film network giving notes, but my big thing is I don't have to listen. But I am cool with hearing anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm the one who knows what he's doing. You don't.
What do they want him? What do they want Murray to do?
Oh, I don't even know.
They don't even tell you.
Adam Goldberg, who this year is not writing the show. He's writing part of it, but he's got another deal. He's doing something else. But anyhow, it's his life, his show. Adam Goldberg once said to me, we were discussing the network and what he has to do, and he looked at me and went, you're not allowed to ever produce and write a network show. And I said, I'm not. He goes, no, no, no. That's not good for anyone. But it's like if Larry David did.
Yes.
I mean, without Larry's brilliant talent, I'm not slamming myself, but Larry David is brilliant. And I have moments of brilliance. Larry David is consistent on an everyday basis. He's brilliant. And he would say no and, be his own man. And he's taught me that. I could wear a shirt to work, literally, that says, go ahead and fire me, because I feel that way. I will do it my way. I'll be thoughtful and respectful of whoever I'm engaging with and not talk down or, if you have a good, by the way, if an executive has a good note, use it, but I am okay with being fired. I won't do what I can't do.
You tell a story in your stand-up about almost getting fired.
Yeah.
From the show.
Goldbergs. Yeah. Well, that was just silliness. We've come to a point, and I have great respect for women. It's common sense, thoughtfulness. I have great respect for any race, any sexual orientation. You tell me I don't know necessarily what I'm supposed to call certain people, but you tell me what you want to be called. I'll only call you that. I'm like good with all of it. Well, when I'm sitting on the Goldbergs, and I do this in every day, when I'm alone, I even do it. It's become a habit. When I stand up, I go, oh, my vagina. Which is, you both laughed. It's silly. It's funny. Well, that and amongst other things equally as silly, someone complained to Sony HR. And Sony HR called me in for a meeting. And they were very serious, and they wanted me to stop. And I said, I'm not stopping. I work on a comedy show, and I'm a comedian, and this is silly stuff. And if someone's offended by this, that's not good. It's just, we really can't kowtow. Everyone's going to be offended at something. And by the way, that's me being respectful to people. If someone has an emotional thing, and they came up to me and said, I don't know what reason they could come up with, I would stop saying it, if there was a real legitimate reason. And so they said, well, what if TMZ finds out about this? And I said, well, I'd be thrilled, because then I would talk to TMZ, which I never would do. And I'd love to have it be Jeff Garlin's fired for his vagina hurting, or saying that. It's just, we have to get, look, here's the thing. Everyone also asks me about comedy. My comedy's not changed at all. Zero. Anyone I know is funny. Their comedy's not changed at all. But it's given voice to people who don't have a sense of humor. The internet has given a voice to that. And then also...
Wait, there are unfunny people on the internet?
I know. And there's also unfunny comedians, who go for shock, who aren't thoughtful. And so I get that, but... we all got to get over this stuff. And also we all have to be respectful and thoughtful to one another. And by the way, that's a demand I'm making. Which, is absurd, but I don't think it's too much to ask of people to be respectful, kind, thoughtful to one another.
When Larry first approached you to be Jeff in Curb, was it like immediately yes? Did you know about the show before it was the show?
The show was my idea that I came to Larry David with. I wasn't going to be in it. I was going to be the director. He insisted that I become an executive producer with him, and he insisted I play his manager. That was him. And the idea for the show was mine, and I approached him. I approached a genius. So...
Were you friends? Were you old friends with him? And you were like, I have an idea?
Acquaintances.
What made you, but you always thought it should be Larry?
No. What happened was I had worked with Dennis Leary and Jon Stewart developing their specials. And then I had this idea to do a special of the making of a special. And the person doesn't even have to do the special. And then I was in a suite of offices with Billy Crystal, Alan Zweibel, who I was writing with, and Larry David. Larry and I went to lunch. We're talking about stand-up. And right away I went, I have the perfect idea for you. And I told him. And then that night he called me and said, let's go pitch it. And we pitched it. Myself, Larry, and Ari Emanuel, his agent, went to Chris Albrecht at HBO and pitched it. And Chris Albrecht said words that I've never heard before or since. How can we not do this? which is a dream when you
Yes.
pitch something.
Wow. Did you talk during the pitch or did you let Larry?
I don't remember if
Yeah.
I said much. I didn't need to. I don't need to.
Yeah.
If you watch me on the show, there are so many scenes where I don't say a word, where there's like 5 other actors, and I'm like, I'm not getting into a competition. I will only speak if it's needed, if there's a point. And as a producer, I'm also watching
Right.
in the scene, and so I'm happy not to speak. I aspire not to have an ego. It's hard, but I aspire to not let my ego rule me.
It's also not, I mean, it sounds so cheesy and how that, like, everyone says, oh, acting is reacting and whatever.
Right.
You're so funny in scenes, even when you're not talking. And I feel like
that's very
the
kind
best,
of you.
it's true.
I am reacting.
Right, exactly.
And I'm also an actual supporting actor where I'm trying to make the other actor look good.
Yeah.
You hope they do too. That is not always the case. But that's what I do. That's my job.
I'm so excited to see next season. It's gonna be it's not the last, is it?
I hope not.
Right.
I don't think so.
Right.
I think we'll do another one, but I never know.
Right.
I mean, I never know until Larry goes, hey, you want to do another? And then I'm like, yeah. He laughs, by the way, my impression of him. He'll like to, So it's just like, it's a goofy impression.
Does he do one of you?
No, he imitates me physically, like how I react sometimes and stuff. He goes, I love when you do this, like something with my arms or something. But no, he doesn't verbally impersonate me.
I love the show. I love the Goldbergs.
you.
I love your stand-up special. All 3
Thank you.
things.
I'm
Jeff
honored.
Garlin, Our Man in Chicago, is streaming now on Netflix. The Goldbergs, season 7 every Wednesday. Melissa Joan Hart, I feel like, directed your Thanksgiving episode.
She's directed a couple
Yeah.
episodes. Yeah, it's fun working with her.
Sabrina. I love
She's
it.
a teenage witch.
That is true. And Curb season 10 back Sunday, January 19th on HBO. Jeff Garlin, I love talking to you. Thank you so much.
An honor to be here. It was joyful.
Thank you.
Thank you.